I watched a film called. Well, I'll tell you how come. Like, remember we did Born After Reading, and I was just searching through Netflix for a film that kind of just took my fancy, but I hadn't really heard anything of. This was the other option. This just missed out to Born After Reading for no reason other than just like the 30 seconds that you get on Netflix, and then just kind of like the look of it. So it had this kind of like indie cinema sort of feel to it, low budget type thing, and it's called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. Any's ever seen that?
No, never heard.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
I remember how far when it was made. 2017, and it's on Netflix. So it follows Ruth, who's kind of like she's a nurse, and she's living in this kind of nondescript house in Austin, I think. And she's kind of like a bit downtrodden. There's a kind of bit at the start, the opening scene is her being interrupted by like noisy neighbours and going to the shops and getting cut off in the car park, and then getting skipped in the queue and stuff like that. She's just kind of getting like a bit like that. And it's a story about how she supposedly gets her revenge. So I thought, all right, okay, I'll see that. How does she go about it? Does she kind of, grab life by the balls and kind of become more steadfast or whatever? Her laptop gets stolen, and she kind of drags one of her neighbours into help, and he's like this. It's Elijah Wood, who plays this guy who kind of reminds me of Dwight from the US Office, and he's an absolute like geek, but like he's got a ninja belt with all these like the star things that you chuck in the wall.
Ninja stars. He's
got them, and he practices with nunchucks in the back gaze and stuff. But he's like the same as her. Like he's nobody's mate, an absolute outsider. So they two set off to try and get the laptop back. And just one thing leads to another, and it turns into this absolute gore fest that is so shit funny. It's just going to take my eyes off. I couldn't believe the next thing happened. At one point, they get dragged into this. I don't want to say too much, but they get dragged into this house robbery, and like calamity happens. There's people suffering bullet wounds and chopped off hands and everything like that. And she's just like spewing her absolute ringer at this in the corner. She's just completely not used to this. And somebody just says, "Could you stop that? Could you just fucking stop that?" And it just gets more crazy. But she sort of maintains her level-headedness and realism, I would say. And you definitely feel for her, you definitely pull for her, and you just laugh the whole way through as soon as all this stuff starts. And it's quite like touching as well. At one point she's asked, like, what do you want with this? Do you want money? Do you want this? She just says, I just want everybody to stop being arseholes. That's it. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, fucking right. So good on you. And I would definitely recommend this. I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.